built a massive ship to take all the animals away from the disaster. Did not build that ship when it was raining. The point is, it is time to change now, not when things are disastrous for any company. But the problem is this. The problem is the addiction that we have to the way we have done things before. And I'm talking about the way people budget, the way people plan and strategize. It takes months to get any information. It takes 6 to 8 months to get to hypothesize anything. And then it goes to our board of directors, and they make some decisions. And by this time, which is 18 months later before we start doing things in big companies, guess what? Uber went from 0 to $50 million in revenue. That is fast competition. That's innovation. That's changing the fundamental ways business is done. The approach we plan does not fit the way the world works. So while everything in the world is changing, from healthcare industry, to utilities industry, to entertainment industry, you name it. Anything and everything around us has changed. But the way corporations and companies plan for executing and winning is still the same similar way that it has been 40, 50 years ago. So we've got the force, we've got the change, we've got these statistics that things aren't doing well, but we're still addicted to the way things have been, particularly the biases that we have. These biases and orthodoxies, such as, oh, it's not broke, why should we change it? Or the notion of confirmation. I'm the CEO, we get together with all these guys, we've all been working together for 20 years, this is the way it's done. And I say it, and he confirms me. So if you're right, we just build consensus. Or this notion of the now. Let's focus on the low-hanging fruit. Let's get there. Guess what? If in your organization you're focusing on low-hanging fruit, the other guys are working on the low-hanging fruit. And if it is low-hanging, it ain't that tough to do. Now, all competitive advantages are temporary. I will talk about that in a minute. But basically, you have this massive amount of addiction, the way we've done things, we have our orthodoxies, and these orthodoxies are really pushing against this tyranny of choice, of change. Now, if you look at the history, I would say we are in a cycle. And this is the cycle of sameness. Even when we apply analytics, even we apply groups and this and that and all those sort of things that we do, we still apply the same way of thinking of applying those things. We say you have to hypothesize, and where do those hypotheses come from? Our experience, leaders, the way we've done it before. So there is a cycle of things. But if we want to win, we have to change and break that cycle. We have to stay constantly relevant. It's not a one-time deal, because everything around us has changed. Now, the success of our past as companies makes us feel good, comfortable. That's how we get our biases built. And we then, based on those biases that are solidified, we get to work. When we are faced with the reality of change, we have a choice. Either we evolve or we adjust. In most cases, when we're faced with something that is so horrible that we see all the competition is coming, blah, 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 we overreact, we adjust, but we're fundamentally operating under the same set of assumptions and addictions. So, focusing on this, the reality of change, The world of competitiveness today is actually a reality show. That is, the ending of it is unknown. So if I take an analytics exercise that's been done in the past, we take some data, it takes us 2 or 3 months and we clean it up and we talk to the database administrators what needs to come and then we begin to analyze it and figure it out, and it takes a bunch of time to do that because it's not clean, it's not this, you have to be confident, you have to prove to people. That is a snapshot of reality that happened 4, 5, 6 months ago before we're actually making decisions on it. Can you tell the ending of a movie with one snapshot, one frame of that movie? No. And it's even more complicated now because the assumption historically has been things have been moving slowly. It's this idea of the games theory that people are logical and they're rational. If I'm doing this, they're probably doing this. But the fact of the matter is, if we're planning for a company's strategy, if we're directionally looking at the future, our competitors are doing the same thing. And the environment is changing. And now it matters what China does. And now it matters what India is doing. Now it matters what innovations are coming out of every one of those regions and areas. So this notion that I can use one frame and then plan for the next 10 years, or I assume that others are not moving and it's just me planning the back. If you look at that kind of a concept and then marry that with this notion that fundamentally this reality show or game show could change. You could have somebody come in and fundamentally change the way the hospitality business has been working for tens or hundreds of years. There's an Airbnb, now we're not doing it this way. We are completely different, we're doing it this way. So you have companies and situations, the advertising aspect. Now, online advertising is taking a lot of the pieces of the action from the regular media. It is a fundamental change. Self-driving cars. What's the impact on the insurance company? Who would you insure? The driver or Google? So there are fundamental changes that is changing this reality show. Now, the key thing to remember is that in reality, this thing is alive. Just like you and I, just like every human being and organization is alive. Just like we get signals from our external world, every human being is using that data, we process it, we analyze it at every cell in our mind, and then we make a decision. And that impacts an outcome, a change. You did that this morning. As you drove here, you faced the traffic, you decided, do I stay on the freeway or do I get out? You looked ahead, that's a signal. You looked at your map, that's a signal. You may listen to the talk radio that says, hey, there's an accident down the road. You took all those signals and you made a change. Or you made a decision to stay the course. Still, you made a change. You made a decision. Now, that applies to organizations as well. In a human body, there are 75 million cells. Every second, about 3 million of those 2 to 3 million die. And some of them are actually in their DNA designed to die. It's not because they're bad, it's because there needs to be a renewal. And that is what keeps it alive. The same concept of renewal, new ideas, new directions, new strategies, new plans would apply to organizations. And there is a systematic way of consistently measuring things and being able to look at it as a connected world. The signals that you get in your ear have to be combined with the signals that you get from the other places. And that, the combination of those, is what makes a difference. Now, if we look at that and look at the organizations from being efficient, looking at growth, and looking at risk, that is exactly how our signals in the real world and business world are coming to us. Now, let's look at this evolution. Meaning, if we're alive and we're evolving, we're changing, we're emerging. If you look at companies like Apple, Apple and Microsoft started in the same place, but they've ended up in completely different places. If you look at how they shifted from being a PC company, then to a music company, then to innovating the iPhones and the iPads and so on, and now making major investments in the car industry. If you look at the Google being a search engine to managing all the information that we have, and how they evolved being one company to a series of companies through the alphabet transition, and many others. And some of those, like the Twitter, are facing challenges because they haven't evolved. And some have demised, like the MySpace company that got sold for $500 million, and it doesn't exist anymore. The father of the Facebook idea. Now, if you take all of that, those two things that are important. One is how we think, and the other is how we act. Now, in this world, filled with digital information, poised for additional comprehension, that force that can change the direction of where we go, how we strategize, how